when you see that you got so much clay around there, like a tortilla, you're gonna use your molder, and then you're gonna put it on your ring, and then you're gonna place it like that. Like I said before, you can use this big one here and just put a little bit water on there, because when you put little water in there, it'll stick to it. See it? And you don't have to be pounding it as hard as you can, like you want to pound it up like you're really pounding. You're just patting it, because the clay is gonna go its own way, so you're just gonna have to move it around. I make my bowls a little bit thicker because I feel that that when it's a little bit thicker, you can form it better. But like I said, I like this little one here, so I'm using 3 different paddles so you can see which one you're comfortable with. So if I use this round one here, this oval with a little oval on there, you're gonna see the difference. This is a little one. This can be good for little kids, or a big one. This is used for like big ollas. So if you're making something huge, this is the best one. And this one too for the little ones. And this one is the oval one. You can use it. See, I'm trying to go real slow so you can see how much forms they have. You do not need to add water when you're doing this because there's moisture in the clay. So you have to be careful how you want to do this. So if you want to start pulling it, I tell a lot of people to pull it. This is when this one comes in. Either. And this one, you have to keep it in water. This is your tool. This tool right here is the tool that you're gonna start pulling it like that. See, you can go this way. A lot of potters like this because it's you can see the excess that's coming off the other clay. And then when you get it really smooth, if you want it really smooth, you can use it this way. See the smoothness out of it? You're gonna get a smooth piece of pottery, because when you're making it smooth, this is going to be your bottom. And once you do your bottom, you have to remember that this has to be smooth, because you can't go back to it again, because if you go back to it again, you're gonna have a hard time. And a lot of people are trying to do it as fast as they can, but you can't, because of it'll start cracking in the middle. So this is the time when you start pulling it. So this is your pulling tool. Yeah, just go down. I'm just going one way. A lot of people do it different ways, but as you can see how much it's pulling. And then you take off the excess. When you decide to put in your next one, you have to let it sit more than 20 minutes on this little mold. You can't just go out and pull it off the mold right away. You have to let it sit for a minute so it can thicken up and dry a little bit. Right now it's a good time to dry because of the coolness. And a lot of people say, when do you do it? You can do it outside, inside, but you have to remember the temperature of the air outside or inside. Because if it's raining and you do this, your clay is going to be damp, and it's going to take a longer time to dry, to let it sit and pull it out and then start molding. Because if you mold it right away, it's going to start cracking. So you have to really be careful how you do this. You see all of that? I made it all the way around, taking out the excess, and then put this in again and just go around it like this. Because what you're doing is that you're pulling it. The clay is pulling. So you're just basically pulling what's up here to down here to the bottom. So it's just a lot of pulling. A lot of some of the potters won't tell you that you do that. You gotta pull it, and this is the way of pulling it. Some might be telling you different how to do it, but to me, you just gotta pull it. How do you pull it? You can kind of angle it. You kind of angle it like this. You kind of angle it, and then you pull it because your mold is going around. See, you're going around with it. Okay, so you can see the dimples. If you have dimples in your pottery clay, you just smooth it out with this with a cutting tool. You just cut it. See, make it smooth, make it shine. Get all the excess off of there. Make it smooth, and then when you get done with the smoothness, then you can use your sponge and make it. Then the sponge will even out all the clay. So the next thing that I think the mold is good, I get the water and I squeeze out all the water out of there, and then you just get it, and then you're gonna smooth it. See, you smooth it. This is when that sponge comes in. The only time you use your paddle is when you start at the beginning and when you're lifting it up. Next, what you're gonna do, that this clay already has sand in there. So what I do is you get your cutting tool, and then you're gonna cut it all the way around like this. Why? Because you need to make it even, and then you just pull it off like this. But make sure your cutting tool is wet. So you're just turning it around, put this in there like that, and just go around. Let it come off. See it come out. The reason why I'm cutting it is because you need to have air when it dries. So when you have air in there, you gotta dry this little stencil that I have. I get those styrofoam stencils at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Ross's. It's a styrofoam that you can use and just cover it up. See how much excess I cut out? When you look at it on when you look at it on this side, you can see how much is on there. And if you want to go more than that, you can go more than that. You should just go like this, cut more out, because the reason why I'm cutting it is that when you lift this up, you'll see the air. There's going to be air that's going to go inside, and it'll dry out your mold. So you have to be careful, because right now, see, it's wet, so you can't pull it out. You gotta wait for it to dry. And I usually tell my students to let it sit for at least 20 minutes or half an hour, depends on your temperature. The weather is outside, then you can just pull it off. Okay.